All right, guys, welcome to another live stream. I'm back. I was out Friday and Saturday because Saturday was my birthday. So I ended up going to Austin, Texas. It was like a spare the moment trip. I planned it like a week in advance. And so, yeah, I was out there Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And yeah, I came back. I just got out of the airport now. But I wanted to do this video because I didn't do one Friday. I didn't do one Saturday. I didn't want to vlog over there because I wanted to explore the city. So, just some background. I currently live in Tampa, Florida, and I'm considering other places to live. And Austin is at the top of my list. And now that I visited Austin, I'm even more sold on the city because it's such a nice place. The weather is just like Florida. It's not as humid. It's dry, so it's actually a little bit better because in the mornings I noticed that it was like if it was like 72, 75, it was really nice outside. Like you didn't really get that humidity, so it felt good for the first, like I would say like from 7 to 12. But then when the sun came out, it got hot, so it felt like I was back in Florida. But again, it wasn't as humid, so that was a good part. Before I continue that, let me make sure my mic is working. So give me just a second because it's one of these things that maybe when I upgrade my mic, I won't have these issues anymore. But I feel like you always just need to do a mic check just in case. Uh, so give me just a second because yeah. Okay, cool. Yeah, so yeah, in the morning it was like, if it was like 72 to like 85, you were good because it had like this good breeze. So the weather was good. I went to do some apartment tours. Well, I checked out one apartment. Now, what threw me off and what I like about Tampa is that everything's interconnected. So if you live downtown and you step out of your apartment, you're able to kind of just walk to everything, like all the restaurants, the grocery store, and things like that. So when I did the first apartment tour, and actually was the only apartment tour I did, I was thrown off because it was like it was in the city, but it was too far away from everything where you needed to drive out 10 to 15 minutes. Now, 10 to 15 minutes is not a lot, but when you're walking it, it does feel like a lot. So I was thrown off the first day, but then the second day, I I went to this. So I basically tried to act like I was living there for those 2 to 3 days. So I went to the gym, which they had a lifetime gym, which is a really nice gym. Expensive. It's like $229 a month, but you get access to 3 to 4 other lifetimes in the area. So yeah, I really like the gym. So when I went to the gym, that was next to a Whole Foods. So I went and checked the Whole Foods out, which I did not know Austin was like the originator of Whole Foods. Their Whole Foods, like I just came back from Whole Foods here when I got out of the airport, and their Whole Foods, like nobody has nothing on their Whole Foods. I mean, they have like all types of restaurants in their Whole Foods. They have this smoothie shop. They have a lot more options when it comes to like prep food. I think the quality is better, and it's because it's the flagship store. I didn't know that Austin actually created Whole Foods. So, and right next to Whole Foods, they have the corporate office. So yeah, I mean that was a plus because I was like, I mean you can literally, like you honestly don't even need to go to a restaurant because they had so many options in their Whole Foods. So that was cool. So next to the Whole Foods and the Lifetime Gym, if you go down a little bit, there's this other apartment complex. So I was curious. So I went by to check it out. I didn't go inside, but then that led me to this area where they had like these stores, and it kind of trickled into downtown again. It's called Third Street. So that first apartment complex that I went to, it was like closer to Sixth Street. And for those of you that are familiar with Austin, Sixth Street is kind of like where the party stuff is like at. But that first apartment wasn't. It was close to it, but it wasn't to where you're going to be hearing like all that noise. But yeah, so this apartment kind of led me to the like I knew there had to be something near that apartment because I'm like, if you put an apartment downtown, you have to have stuff nearby it. So like when I turned the corner, I bumped into Trader Joe's. They had all these other restaurants, and yeah, I mean, I was sold once I saw that. And then if you go down a little bit further, there's this whole park, and then they have this thing called the Green Belt, where it's like this trail where you could just walk, and like people bring like their dogs and stuff like that. So yeah, I was sold. And then also again, so that path also brings you back into this other part of downtown where there's more restaurants. Then I saw a movie theater and just a bunch of restaurants, a bunch of different things to try. So I was sold after that because I was like, I definitely wanted something similar to Tampa where like if I get an apartment, I'll be able to walk right out of my apartment and get into downtown or the park or whatever the case may be. I didn't want to have to take my car. I mean, obviously you're still going to need a car in Austin. Like if I move to Austin, I'll still need my car for certain things, but I still need my car in Tampa. But I'm just saying, like on a casual day, if I don't really want to do anything, I could just literally not use my car and go to the gym, go to the grocery store, and things like that. So yeah, it's a pretty nice city. Also, too, we're getting ready for a hurricane here in Tampa again. Like we just had Hurricane Elena, and now we're having Hurricane Milton. I think that's what it's called. So I don't think they have much hurricanes in Texas. I know they have tornadoes and things like that, but I don't know if it goes throughout the downtown. I think that's more in like the deserty area. So yeah, that'd be another plus too. Now the prices, I honestly, it's kind of equivalent to downtown Tampa. So there wouldn't be a much of a difference there. So yeah, I really like the city. It's really nice. So also too, I think the people are a lot nicer in Texas. Like Floridians are, they could be nice, but it's like I think in Texas and Austin, they do go out their way to like serve you better. Like even at like the restaurants that I went in at Whole Foods or just downtown, they they were I felt like they were a lot nicer in my opinion, and they took more pride in their job. Where here it's almost like they're angry about doing their job. And in some places, it's not all the stores here, but I see that a lot where it's like people are kind of like angry to even be at work, where I didn't really get that vibe. And then also too, I spent a lot on Uber, obviously, because I was going around everywhere. Every Uber driver didn't have anything negative to say about Austin. So I can't say that. Like when I went to San Francisco, it was totally different. Like I used Uber in San Francisco, and when I asked people about the city, they're like, "This is terrible. It's just getting worse," and stuff like that. So I did not get that in Austin. Every Uber driver said, you should move here. This is a good place to be. It's up and coming and stuff like that. So that was reassuring too. And it was one of the only places, because I remember when I went to San Francisco, it was one of the only places that I've gone to where I was like, I didn't feel that homesick, right? Because I kind of live by my own anyway here. But typically, like when I went to San Francisco, like after a few days, I was like, oh, I want to go back home. I didn't feel that there. And not because I didn't want to see my family, but more because I actually liked the place. Like the place is really nice. So, and also I kind of, like I said, I kind of lived out my day-to-day activities. I went to the gym. I went downtown. I went to the park and all this other stuff. Also, apparently I booked a trip to Austin during its busiest week. So they have this thing called ACL. It's called Austin City Limits. So it's like where all these artists come to perform. They have food and stuff like that. And it's at Zilker Park. And yeah, I did not know it was the week of my birthday. I just randomly planned the trip. And people were like, "Are you here for the festival? Are you here for the festival?" I'm like, "What festival?" I had no idea that there was a festival going on. But yeah, apparently that's a big thing. They do it every year. And it's at Zilker Park, which is like this huge park, which I really wanted to see, which I did go see. I passed by it, but since they had all this, like the stages set up, I wasn't able to see the park in its entirety. So, but I mean, I still got to see a lot of other stuff, so I wasn't really tripping off that. But yeah, I had a good time. I'm back. That's why I didn't post Friday or Saturday, but here I am. So let's go over the market. let's take a look at some of these prices. Yeah, let's take a look. Let's take a look. Let's take a look. Yeah, and I thought I'd just share that because I'm like, just switch it up. Sometimes people want to know like what you're doing, where you're moving, if you bought a new home. People like to know that stuff, so I like to share that stuff. I'll share that stuff every now and then. All right, so I think the last time that we spoke, I think it was Thursday. I think BTC was like getting out of the 60K consolidation range, so it was trickling up to 61, I think like 61.2. So now it's at 62.6. So it looks pretty good. I think, like I said, October is still here. We're only 6 days in October, so I think we're looking good. We're heading on on the way up. I think we hit 70K this month. That's just my opinion. It looks like Ethereum is doing well too, 2,400. It's consolidating. That'll probably start moving once altcoins begin to go. And I think honestly, in this month, we're going to see some of those narratives that we spoke about, like AI, real world assets, and maybe some of the old categories will come back, like DeFi. It'll probably come back, but it'll probably come back during the later parts of the bull run. And then obviously we'll have our meme coins and stuff like that go up. But yeah, I think overall, I think the crypto market is doing well. I mean, the Fear and Greed Index, I'm not sure if it was 36 or 35, but it looks like it's 41. So it looks like it's trending on up. And again, remember, historically, in November, I mean, we have an election every 4 years, and again, the Bitcoin halving is every 4 years, and we already had it. But historically, after elections, we go even more parabolic, because in October we kind of go parabolic, and then November is like after the election, it's kind of like the continuation of that. So yeah, I think prices are doing good. It doesn't look like it changed too much. We'll see how it does on Monday when the markets open. Let's take a look at like some blue chip stocks like Nvidia, and let's see how they've performed. All right, so it looks like Nvidia came back up. I think it went to like 126, then it sold off a little bit to like 117, 118, and now it looks like it's back at 125. So yeah, I think and we're getting close to third quarter earnings, so I think that's going to be positive. We still have the AI narrative going very strong, so I think Nvidia probably hits 140, 150 by the end of the year. And yeah, I mean, I know probably next year we're gonna see some type of huge correction, because again, nothing just goes straight up and nothing just goes straight down. But I mean, Nvidia just has had a crazy run for I would say like 2 years right now. So yeah, I think that Nvidia will see a correction in 2025, but maybe in the later half. I think that crypto's definitely going to run in 2025. It's definitely going to run towards the end of the year. And I think Nvidia tech stocks like Tesla, let me finish that sentence. I think those tech stocks will benefit, but Tesla's supposedly, I was reading on the airplane that Tesla's supposed to be coming out with its robotaxi October 10th, like the reveal. But now obviously we know they've delayed it plenty times before, but I mean, it's at 250 right now, so I think a lot of people are optimistic. That was another thing that I saw in Austin, Texas. I saw Waymo again. I saw Waymo's like kind of like the competitor to Tesla's for as far as like autonomous driving. And the first time I saw it was in San Francisco, and it looked like it worked pretty well in Austin. So yeah, I think if they could deliver, if Tesla could deliver on robotaxi, if they end up revealing what they have had planned on October 10th, and they don't do any delays, you could probably see Tesla hit $1 trillion pretty soon if everything pans out. And I know Cathie Wood was predicting Tesla to go to 2,200, and maybe she has some insight to the robo taxi and stuff like that because she's able to talk to like Elon and people on the inside. So I think they do have some type of inside knowledge, and they know that maybe this robo taxi is going to be delivered October 10th, and they have this whole fleet, and who knows, right? But yeah, I think the market hasn't changed much, and I think tomorrow, once we get into like this second week of October, going into the third week, we'll see if it's actually going to be Uptober. But I think as far as crypto goes, I think we're going to see some good price action going into this week. And then the third week of October, probably things are going to pick up a lot, especially if you're in those popular crypto sectors. But yeah, awesome housekeeping items. Make sure you guys go follow me on Instagram, Mr. Financial Nutrition. Make sure you guys go follow me on TikTok, Financial Nutrition. That's all I had today. I just got out the airport, but I wanted to put a video out since I hadn't put one out on Friday or Saturday. But yeah, I could potentially be moving to Austin. I don't know. So my lease is up in July of 2025. So depending on how the bull run goes and things like that, maybe that's for me. Maybe the move's for me, but I'll keep you guys posted, and I'll let you guys know what I decide. But that's it. I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.